My next guest is going to be fighting for the welterweight title coming up here this Saturday at Combat Quest 14 is Marcellus Wallace joining me here on the program for the very first time. Marcellus, how are you, sir?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Doing very well. It's fight week. How you feeling? We're a couple days away from this big fight.
Oh, it feels good. Just like a normal fight week, just less weight to cut this time, so it's good.
Yeah, that's always nice, and we'll get into that in a second here. But first, when did you get involved in MMA? How did you decide that this was a path you wanted to go towards?
Well, I've been part of martial arts all my life, pretty much. My father started it. He was in the UFC 2 times, fought against some of the best in the UFC at that time. And I started martial arts really when I was 7, but really in the MMA scene, I got into it like at least a year and a half ago.
Okay, hold on. Who's your dad? Who's in the UFC?
Crafton Wallace.
Crafton Wallace. No way. Okay, crazy. So that's cool. So it's kind of like been, I imagine, like, it was inevitable that this was going to be your path just with having a dad like that.
Exactly. It's been like that the whole time. I was primarily a striker for most of my years, but then I'm like, I want more of a challenge, so let's go into MMA.
Very cool. At what point did you know this was something you wanted to pursue as a career? Because it's one thing to, train on the side, but to actually decide that, hey, this is something I think I could be good at. When did that moment come for you?
It's funny that you asked that. It didn't start happening until my last year of high school. I didn't think about really doing martial arts as a full-time career at some point. It only got into, it's going to sound corny, but as soon as I saw Conor McGregor jump into that scene, he changed the whole game.
No, and trust me, there's a lot of people who have felt that way about the sport as well. So that's interesting. You have that as well, and I'm sure MMA is not paying your bills right now. What do you do for work outside of MMA?
Pretty much, I work in the gym, live my dream, and still be making money outside of fighting.
Cool. So like coaching, or just like what do you do there?
Coaching, training, getting fighters ready for their fights as well. Here in MMA, go bounce around, help other fighters outside of the gym too.
Okay. That's cool, man. So it kind of goes hand in hand. It's not like a Clark Kent Superman thing. You're actually like immersed in your day job in something that's involved in combat sports. How long have you been doing that?
That since pretty much around the same year I started fighting, like 14 in high school.
Okay. And aside from your dad and Conor McGregor we mentioned, was there anyone else that sort of played a big influence in you deciding on this as a career, or someone that you really enjoy watching fight?
Honestly, not really, because he's primarily the man that's always been pushing me in and out of the gym in life and part of fighting as well. So he's been the main center of all that. But me just wanting to do this, like I really want to do it. Like I said, senior year of high school, I really made that adjustment and change. Like, why run away from something I know that I'm good at and can keep getting better at?
Let's talk about your opponent here. He's got a 1-0 record. What do you know about him? How do you feel like you match up against him here?
Well, from what I've seen, like, he seems to be a traditional striker, but you never know. That always changes every time somebody fights me. Like, somebody shows good striking, all of a sudden they start shooting takedowns on me. For me, it can go either way. For me, I'm a good striking at any moment in the fight. I'm good on the ground as well. They don't need to know what I got, but just knowing I'm game everywhere the fight goes.
Who are some of your main training partners for this fight?
Some of my main trainers have been a lot of grapplers and a lot of good strikers, but primarily I've been working my all-around game, because much as I see this fight possibly staying on the feet for the most part, you got to be ready for anything. So I've been working with a lot of grapplers, whether the jiu-jitsu world, the wrestling world, so we've gotten plenty of guys for that.
Any names you want to mention? I mean, these are up-and-comers like yourself that we may be seeing in the UFC someday.
One of my main grappling partners, as far as the wrestling goes, has been Derek Savari. I hope I didn't butcher your last name, buddy. I'm sorry, but Derek's been my main guy when it comes to wrestling. You got Danelle, I can't remember your last name. Those are 2 of the top wrestlers I've worked with. Also, my little brother, Malcolm Wallace, he's been working with me, striking and grappling. And as far as jiu-jitsu, I work with Marcelo Wallace. He's one of the guys in the state, if not the world, because he's like the main world champion in jiu-jitsu.
Nice. Okay, that's cool. And your brother, I imagine, fights as well if he's training with you.
Right now, he's still thinking about what he wants to do, but he knows he may be wanting to fight in the future as well. He's just as good, and he can do it at any moment he wants to.
That's cool. So you guys could be like the Diaz brothers or something coming up if he decides to take that route. That's kind of cool.
Exactly.
Okay, that's nice, man. And you seem like you're in a great mood. You talked about the weight cut, everything going well on that front.
Oh, yeah, it feels good. It feels good not having to really shed 15, 20 pounds when it comes to doing a fight camp. I'm only really losing 5 for this fight.
That's good. One thing you missed during camp that you can't eat?
Nothing really. I haven't changed anything in my diet.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, I know some fighters, they kind of change it up a little bit, so that's good. So, of course, you're going to be happier if you're not having to restrict, it's not like you're in like a chicken and broccoli diet or anything, right? Because that can be a little bit brutal.
I still got my carbs. I still got my vegetables. Still got my protein. Keep it all mixed together.
Do you work with like a nutritionist or anything, or you just sort of know what fuels your body?
Pretty much my pops just trained me to know what's good and what's not good to eat when it comes to doing my diet plans and all that. Maybe I've been a little leaner this week, but it wasn't really all that much.
Imagine Pops is going to be in your corner.
Oh, of course.
Okay.
Pops.
And who else is going to be in the cage with you as well?
My pops, my little brother. I'll be seeing like some of my Naples crew for sure. They've already told me they're coming down this week to come watch me fight, so that'll be good.
Nice. And how's this fight playing out on Saturday? I know you feel like you're going to get your hand raised, but how do you envision it playing out?
I envision it playing it in my game. Wherever the fight goes, even if he feels like it's going his way, it could be going my way. Like, he doesn't know.
Short-term goals. I imagine, pro's obviously something I know you're thinking about. Do you sort of have a game plan on when that might happen, when you might make that jump?
Anytime an opportunity comes, it's just like Dana White said, this is an opportunity. An opportunity you got to take advantage of, make it the best you can be.
And sort of the luxury of where you live as well, there's a lot of fights going on, right? Like if you were in some other states, I know there's not, even with the pandemic going on, there's not as much going on. So that must help as well, that there's a lot of opportunities to fight right now.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that's been great. What about downtime? What's what's that sort of been looking like? I know you're obviously you're in the gym and you're training and all that. Getting in any TV or watching sports or playing video games or going for a hike? I don't know. Do you have any other hobbies outside of fighting?
Yeah, if you don't see me in the gym, I'm either at home, either playing with my dog, or I'm watching TV, maybe playing some video games. Or, well, for sure, not maybe. I'm playing video games all the time.
Call of Duty, or what are you into?
Oh, Call of Duty here and there, a lot of Halo. That's where I get my fight name from, so that's been good.
Nice, that's cool. And sort of long-term goals, I imagine the UFC is sort of what you're looking at. Like that would probably be really cool for you personally, just to achieve that goal. Something that your father did as well.
Exactly. It wouldn't be a bad idea if it jumped in UFC, but I'm looking at any opportunity I can get.
Yeah.
But you're definitely on the top of the list for sure.
Yeah, no, that's awesome as well. If anyone hasn't seen you fight, would you say you remind yourself of your dad in terms of your fight style? Is there any other fighters out there that kind of you feel like sort of, it could be like a mix of fighters. Is there anything that like kind of comes to mind when I say that?
I'd say in the technical aspect, I'm a lot like my father when I'm thinking during the fight. But as far as you've ever seen my father fight, like we're completely two different people. He's more that guy that goes for the kill right off the bat. I take my time. Look for opportunities. Just like in the fight game, I'm looking for opportunities, but I take opportunity every time in the fight. Anytime I see a finish, I'll go for it. If I don't see a finish, okay, take my time. He'll give it to me.
If all goes well on Saturday and you're unscathed and pretty healthy, how many more times are you looking to fight this year? You want to keep active, or you just sort of take it fight to fight, whatever opportunity comes up type thing?
If here it goes exactly like you said, I come out there unscathed, maybe one or two more by the end of this year for sure. But I got a lot of things coming up this year too, so you never know. That's
good. The little teaser there, what do you mean by, you sort of just dropped that there? You got some stuff on the horizon?
Well, I got a little side miss going with my partner, Naples' Finest Frenchies. I'm working on the Frenchie group. I got some dogs I'm breeding this year.
Oh, cool. Okay, nice. So that's good. So you got a lot of things going on, so that's good. I'm sure, financially that helps as well. You don't have to rely so much on, not that you are right now, but, it's nice to have that income coming in, right?
Exactly. It works out just good.
That's cool. Marcellus, really appreciate the time, man. Looking forward to this. It is going to be Combat Quest 14 this Saturday. Anyone you want to thank, any sponsors, any social media you want to plug? I'll give you the last word.
Yeah, for sure. I want to thank all my people at Team Inferno for reaching out to me, giving me all their support, coming in to train with me, and get ready to come see me put on the business this weekend. Some of my sponsors, Leonard Lotto Institute, and then you got Dwayne Cumberbatch, foot and ankle surgery. Yeah, it's going to be good.
Awesome. And social media, where can people follow you?
You can follow me on Marcellus W16 on Instagram. Same for my Twitter, and then Marcellus Wallace on Facebook.